Hey, what's up, tubers? Today I'm going to show you how to successfully disconnect your fuel filter fuel lines on your '06 Explorer in this video. The concept should be the same on any Explorer that you drive out there, Mountaineer, Expedition, etc. A number of folks have reached out to me and stated that after watching some videos, you still don't understand how to disconnect the lines. Others have told me that you saw in someone's video where they stated they were using a special tool, but did not tell you what that tool was or where to get it. Let me alleviate that problem for you right now. This is called a quick disconnect tool set, and it comes in handy not just for disconnecting fuel lines, but in this case, if your fuel line looks like this, then you're going to need one of these tool sets, okay? Also, for the Ford Explorer, you're going to be using the, let's see if I can get you a picture. You're going to be using the 8mm or 5/16 tool from that set, okay? Before you start a job like disconnecting the fuel filter lines, you want to go to the engine compartment, locate the fuse panel, and yes, guys, you're going to have to read. Look for the fuse that powers the fuel pump, remove it, start the car up 3 or 4 times. The vehicle will start up briefly and then cut off. What you're doing is relieving high fuel pressure from the lines so that you don't get squirted. Make sure you have a catch can to catch any fuel that's going to fall from the lines, because fuel will fall from the lines, okay? The fuel filter on this vehicle is located near the front passenger wheel, right above the frame. So jack the vehicle up, place it securely on a jack stand, and you're going to look for a heat shield that has 3 bolts in it. Remove those 3 bolts. And then behind that, you're going to see a black plastic cover that has 2 nuts. Can't miss it, guys. Remove those 2 nuts. When you take that black plastic protective cover out of the way, voila, you will see your fuel filter. Okay, just that easy. So, right quick, for those of you that have this type of line, the metal line, I'm going to start with. This is just an old piece of fuel filter that I cut off of a fuel filter at the junkyard to make this video. It's typically rammed down in here somewhere. So if you have this type of fuel line connector, just simply push this upward, okay? Remove this little hook. This line will be rammed down in there like so. Take your quick disconnect tool, push down, and at the same time, you have to push down hard until this almost disappears. At the same time, wiggle the line back, okay? To help you understand what keeps the line locked over the fuel filter's arm, see those 4 little grooves? Look right beneath them. You'll see a round rim. When this rim gets pushed down, it goes under those 4 grooves and gets locked into place. When you use your quick disconnect tool and push down, you're pushing these little squares inward, releasing the line, and then you can pull the line backwards. Make sure when you put the new fuel filter on, okay, that you put this thing back just like it was. Make sure it's hooked in and locked into place, okay? And you always want to test for leaks in the end regardless. For those of you that have this type of fuel line here, this is called a pinch tab, guys. How do you get it off? These 2 little tabs here, just grab them and pinch them or squeeze them together, and it pops up. Then you can go ahead and work the line off of the fuel filter. Come on. Okay. For those of you who have stated to me that you had difficulty or was having difficulty getting the line back over the fuel filter, you couldn't get the pinch tab to lock down. See where that rim is, guys? It can't sit anywhere visible. It has to go all the way over like so. And then you can lock the pinch tab into place, okay? And that's why you couldn't get it off. So to get it off, well, that's why you couldn't get it to lock. To get it off, push these two little tabs together and that goes up, pull the line away, push the line all the way over to that little rim is on this side. Go ahead and lock it into place. You're always going to see this type of connector on the left side of the fuel filter as you're facing it. And this is a very misunderstood little tab here, but it's not really that difficult, guys. Get yourself a bright flashlight and see this little rim here. Get a flat blade screwdriver, push it inward, and it comes up, okay? Then what you want to do to disconnect the line, squeeze in with my thumb finger right there and squeeze in right about there while pushing upward. So watch. Okay, I'll do it again. Squeeze right here and squeeze right there at the same time while pushing up. And it's unlocked. And then you can go ahead and wiggle the line off of the fuel filter. And the same with this side. Make sure the line is pushed all the way over the fuel filter. Then you can go ahead and lock it into place. Lock that into place and you're good to go. In the end, guys, you want to put your fuse back in, start the vehicle up. It may not start up right away. That's because it needs a little fuel needs to run from the fuel tank up to the engine, but it will start up. Then you want to look down underneath the vehicle and make sure that there's nothing leaking. If you don't find anything leaking, excellent job. Go ahead and put your plastic cover back on and its 2 nuts. Put your heat shield back on with its 3 bolts, and then you're good to go, guys. But again, in the end, very important, if you have this type of fuel line connector, you want to make sure that this is pushed down and this gets locked back into place just like you took it off, okay? If you're not savvy with what you're doing here, take pictures as you go along. So in the event you have any questions or concerns, you can reflect back to a picture. So if you didn't know how this went in there, take a picture of how it looked first, then you'll know in the end what it needs to look like when you're done. Again, for those of you who've asked me what are the signs of a bad fuel filter, the engine could be misfiring, you could have rough idling, the vehicle could stall a lot or could be hard to start. You could hear strange noises coming from the fuel pump area, okay? So I hope the video has been helpful, guys. And even though I didn't take anything apart, my main objective in this video was to show folks how to successfully disconnect these lines, because a lot of folks break these here. They don't really have that much problems from what I've seen with these lines on this end, rather. But here, a lot of folks will break because they just don't understand the concept. So I wanted to give you something up close and personal so you could see how it comes out, okay? Just that simple. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.